And welcome to my video for August. At the moment you are watching this, I am actually on my holidays. I have snuck off for a break before I come back in the autumn to do lots of touring and events for Death in the Spotlight, my next book. I love meeting you, I love travelling around, but sometimes I do need to have a little bit of a break, and that is what I'm having right now. As well as being on holiday though, I'm going to take a bit of a chance to start working on my next book, book 8 in the Murder Most Unladylike Mysteries series. That is coming out in 2019, but I have to write it this year. I have to write it before Christmas this year, and so I'm going to get a little bit of a head start on it and really focus on it so I can have it all ready for you by the time it publishes next year. But I didn't want to leave you without a list of good books to read this month, and so I've collected the 5 books I'm most excited about reading while I have a bit more time over my holiday, and I'm going to share them with you now. The first book that I am sharing this month is one that I've known about and been excited about for a long time, and it is Knights and Bikes by Gabrielle Kent. Now, Knights and Bikes is the story of Demelza and Nessa, 2 best friends who live on a Cornish island called Penfurzy. And they are about to be called to face a real and very exciting adventure when they go about uncovering the truth behind the mystery of the Penfurzy Knights. They have to go cycling around the island of Penfurzy with their pet goose honkers on their bikes with their foam swords and work out what's happening, solve the puzzles, and save the day. This sounds like such an exciting book, and it's very special and important to me because it's the first book from a new publisher called Knights Of. And Knights Of is a really great publisher that aims to publish inclusive books, books where lots of people can see themselves in, but also books that are very commercial, very exciting, that lots of people will enjoy. I am so proud of this book. I've been waiting for it for a long time, and I know that you are all going to really enjoy it. If you love books about mystery, books about friendship and puzzle solving, if you love illustrated books, because this book is illustrated really wonderfully. It's out this month in August, and it's perfect for anyone 7+. The next book I've chosen is another one that I've been excited about for a very long time, and I'm so pleased to be finally able to read, and it is Peril in Paris by Katherine Woodfine. You'll probably know Katherine Woodfine as the author of the Sinclair's Mysteries, which stars Sophie Taylor and her best friend Lillian Rose, along with a big group of people from Sinclair's department store as they solve cases and fight off the mysterious and deadly Baron. The Sinclair's Mysteries series is over, but it's not the end of Lil and Sophie's adventures, because this book, Peril in Paris, picks up 2 years later to find out what they've been up to, and they are now proper grown-up spies with a real detective agency, and they are solving crimes in Paris. I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited. I love Katherine's writing. I love her mystery stories, and I really love Lil and Sophie, and it's going to be really nice to meet them once again and see how they've been doing. I would say this is going to be perfect for anyone 8+ who loves mystery stories and adventure stories, and who loves my books and Katherine Sinclair Mysteries series. The next book I've chosen is one that I've wanted to read for a long time, and I keep hearing people tell me that it's great. Frances Hardinge told me that it's one of her favourite books, and I decided I couldn't ignore it any longer. I was going to have to finally sit down and read it, and it is Undone by China Mieville. I love China Mieville's books. His book Kraken is fantastic. His book The City in the City, which is sort of a detective story but also a science fiction story, they're all fantastic, so I really know I'm going to like this one a lot. This one is set in London, or the place where all the lost things in London go, and it stars 2 girls who slip through into London and get faced with a lot of very dangerous, exciting adventures. As I say, I can't wait to read this. I know I'm going to love it, and I think you'll love it too. If you like fantasy stories, adventure stories, science fiction stories, if you like any of China's other books, this, I think, is his youngest book. I would say it's probably going to be for 12+, whereas normally I would say 14+ for his other stories. But he's a fabulous writer, and I think you'll really like him if you love slightly magical, fantastical stories. The next book I've chosen is properly fantasy, and it is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. Naomi Novik's book Uprooted was one of my favourite books from a few years ago. I loved it. It was her take on fairy tales and fairy tale magic, and it was really engaging. It was really wonderful and rich and beautiful. There was a great love story at its heart, and I was completely swept up by it. So I've been waiting for Spinning Silver for a extremely long time, and it is finally here, and I even got a signed copy, which is really, really exciting, and I did kind of freak out in the bookstore when I saw it. So I know this is going to be fairy tale. I know it's going to be really rich and engaging and exciting. I don't really need to know much more about it, but if you like retellings of fairy tales, if you love really wonderful, rich narratives, really strong, interesting female characters at their heart, you will love Naomi Novik's books, and I think you'll love this. I would say this is for 14 plus. Naomi Novik is a wonderful writer, but I definitely think her books are for slightly older readers, but if you are in that category, I think you'll love it. And finally, I've chosen another huge fat hardback, and it is The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware. This is another one that I rushed out to the stores the day it was published and bought it because I just couldn't bear to wait to have it in my house for a minute longer. I've been waiting for it for a long time. I absolutely love Ruth Ware. I think she is one of the best novelists writing adult mysteries at the moment. There are loads of really, really good authors writing children's mysteries, and I talk about them a lot, but I talk less about contemporary adult mystery novelists. But I think Ruth Ware is fabulous. I think she's really clever. I think all her books are really twisty but really believable, also quite creepy and scary. Her first book was called In a Dark, Dark Wood, and it terrified me. I kind of couldn't put it down because I just had to know what happened so I could go to sleep. I know this book is a thriller. I know that it's going to have Ruth's trademark clever twists and turns and shocks. I know it's going to be a mystery to uncover, and I also know that it has something to do with fake mediums. The main character is a fortune teller. Her name is Harriet, and I love fake mediums. They're one of my favourite things, as you'll know if you've read First Class Murder. And so this is right up my street. Everything I love. Big creepy houses. Perfect. So I can't wait to read this. I know I'm going to really enjoy it, and I'm definitely going to take this one on holiday with me. I would say again, this is going to be for about 14 plus, and that's the age that I'd recommend you read all of her books. But if you're an adult, if you're an older member of the Detective Society, buy all of her books, read them, they're amazing. So that is my holiday TBR. I really can't wait to sit down and work my way through them. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday as well. And I will be back at the end of this month for the beginning of my autumn tour. I'll be at Golden Hair Books in Edinburgh on the 26th of August, which is a Sunday. I'll be there at 3 p.m. and that'll be a free signing. You don't have to book and you don't have to have a ticket. I know the tickets for my Edinburgh Festival sold out so quickly, so I've set this up for a special extra signing so you can all come and meet me. Next, on the 1st of September, I'll be at Waterstones Piccadilly with Emma Carroll. I'll be talking about my little short story, The Case of Missing Treasure, and she'll be talking about her book, Secrets of a Sun King. So that should be an Egypt-themed event, which is really, really exciting. And that'll be up on the Waterstones Piccadilly website for you to get tickets. I'll be at the Broughton Hall Literary Festival as well towards the end of September. And then in October, I'll have a full programme of signings and events for my new book, Death in the Spotlight, which is of course out on the 4th of October. So I hope you'll be able to see me there for one of those. Have a wonderful summer, and I'll be back soon.